71% of pages cited by ChatGPT and 65% of pages in Google's AI mode have one specific thing in common: schemas. And our blog didn't have any of it. This is episode 3 of our series AE Unlocked, where we fix our blog with the highest impressions but zero AI citations live with you. Today's fix is fast and mostly invisible: schema markups. Here's what it actually is: a hidden layer of code that tells machines explicitly what a page is. For example, here we have a blog posting schema. Then over here we have the breadcrumb list schema. Then here is a sample FAQ page schema. Humans never see it, but AI systems read it directly. And that 71 and 65% stat isn't a coincidence. Both Google and Microsoft's own engineers have said it outright that schemas help their AI systems understand a page. So schemas are not a maybe anymore. Now there are overall around 800 plus type of schemas, and if I go on and on scrolling this blog about schema types, you will see there are a number of them. You need maybe 6 only: organizational and website schemas, which establish who you even are; article or blog posting schemas, which make a page an actual content piece, not a landing page; breadcrumb list, which shows where a page sits in your site; FAQ schema, which turns real Q&A pairs into citable pieces; and author or person schema, which establishes the EAT of a site. That's generally most of it a content site needs. Rest of it is mostly situational. Always, I mean always, create schemas or get them created. Never handwrite them. Rank Math and Yoast generate schemas built in on WordPress, but you can also use Schema Markup Generator. It's really simple. So I've opened Schema Markup Generator, and over here from this drop down, you can select whichever type of schema you want to start with and fill out those fields. So for example, I start with a breadcrumb schema. Over here, you can see that we can fill out these URLs or the paths that I want to define. For example, I created one for this blog, and you can see the first is the homepage, the next is the main page for blogs, then this is the parent blog, and this is the child blog on which we are currently working. Similarly, you can go on and create the FAQ page schemas. You simply have to copy paste the question and answer over here, and you will see the schema being created on the right side, and you can simply copy and paste these schemas in your source codes. Now comes the part where we have to check or validate these schemas, and there are 2 free tools for it. Google's rich results test tells you if Google can parse it. The schema markup validator checks the exact syntax and the actual fields. So I took our developers' help to set up and create schemas through WordPress on our blogs. So this is the blog that we were working on, and here is its source code, and we have added all the schemas over here. So the first one was the blog posting schema. As you can see over here, we have added it in the JSON format. Then we have the FAQ page schema. That's also done. Then we have the breadcrumb list. I'll have to find it out, and here it is. So all the schemas are now added to our blog. Now, although we checked them earlier, but I like to be really sure, so I'm going to check them once again. So I'm going to put my URL over here. This is the Google Rich Results test. It's going to test the URL, and this also shows you the process of how we can use this tool to validate the schemas. Let's give it a minute. So here are the results. It has detected both the schemas on the page. It doesn't give us any critical issues or problems. If there were any, it would flag it over here, just like these non-critical issues, which are fine. So now we have the organizational schema throughout the website and 3 specific type of schemas for this specific blog: live, checked, and validated. In the next episode, we will go after the next big debate: the llm.txt files. Same blog, same method, more surgery. See you there.